Okay, so at the beginning of this stream, before we jump into in-game day 19, between streams, I know there was a bit of a loose end on day 18, and I am here to report that I figured it out between streams. Now, in order to show you what I figured out, let me show you the newest version of my notes document. I'll have that pulled up here in just a moment. Boom. So, the grid where I started writing down all the pictures and the letters and the chess pieces, I digitized it. So now it's nice and neat and legible. So the light blue spaces in each row are the pictures, and the dark blue are the chess pieces, and also anything else, like those finger pointing things in case I need those later. I can't have all 9 rows on the screen at once, so I may scroll up a bit, and then you can see, look, there's the rest of it. And of course, there's question marks on anything that I wasn't 100% certain of. There's still that top row of letters to look out for. But regardless, I also wrote down every possible date that I haven't used yet. And what it is. And then I've still got my memos from blue pages and red pages, and then not really pages at all. I put a strike through through stuff that I feel like I'm done using, but I don't want to completely get rid of it in case they do something weird later. I wrote down what we learned from the classrooms. Still got my sheet music to look out for, and then the books. Okay, the books was the big thing, right? The book situation at the end of the last one. So what I figured out is, yes, indeed, every single one of those names was an anagram, and what I just woke up this morning and remembered that the fixed stars, which I verbally said out loud during the last stream, it was like the one that they essentially handed to you on a silver platter if you were using the magnifying glass. I forgot that the fixed stars was actually the name of a book that I have seen in this game. It's the one in the observatory that tells you what the constellations are all about. And so once I remembered that, I was like, okay, they're all anagrams for books in this game. So I cross-referenced all the books I had seen before, either in the library list or the bookshop list. The tricky one was the Red Prince, because that's not really listed much anywhere, but I did eventually remember reading that one in the nursery. And, I mean, it's even a red book. Like, the colors are also hints. So the red book is the Red Prince. Now, the page numbering thing is still a little confusing to me. I think there's a couple different ways that I could be going about it. I think the game is telling me that C is the last page. Yeah, because it gave me that little memo of, like, C is the end. So I thought I had to work my way backwards, like, okay, C is the last page, B is the second to last page, A is the third to last page, Z is the fourth to last page, Y fifth to last, and X sixth to last. That is my current interpretation of the page numbering, and it may be wrong. So I wrote down a couple words, thinking, okay, if it's not that, then maybe it is X is the first page and C is the sixth page, and it does go on to D, E, F, whatever. I don't know. So I'm going to keep my eye. I wrote down a couple words that I think it could be. I went back through the stream VODs, which are the ultimate form of notes. And I looked at all those pages over again that I had already seen before so that I don't have to waste in-game time and real-world time going back through the rooms and looking for the books that I've already seen. The tricky one here is Realm and Ruin. Realm and Rune. That ended up being the name of the green book. And we did find a copy of that using the underground elevator on the beginning of day 19, actually. So I went back and looked at it, but it does seem like the last page was ripped out and that I am going to have to buy it from the bookshop to know for 100% certainty if the word I need is in there. But there were a couple words written on the back cover, so I wrote one of those down just in case. So yeah, I guess it's not 100% solved, and I don't have the complete new clue here, but at least I know what to make of those 4 books now, and I wanted to throw in that little update. And yeah, so now, because of the whole grid system thing, where I have to be like writing down what's on each grid square in the house, my notes are now too big to reasonably fit in the chat box, so starting now, they're just gonna be off screen, and I can pull them up if we need them. If I feel like showing you something in my thought process, I'll pull the notes back up. But it's been an evolving part of the series. At first, I was doing it on paper, and I did not realize how deep the rabbit hole went at that point in time. For what it's worth, when I played Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, which was not a stream thing, but when I played that game last year, I was able to get by with just paper notes. Of course, I also wasn't trying to show anyone them. So yeah, that's a little different. So, apologies if you miss having the on-screen notes. Not that you could ever see every bit of my notes on screen at the same time anyway. But hopefully I'll just bring them up when they're relevant, and we'll move forward from there. So, with all that said, we still have a bunch of leads to chase. Yeah, please join me here on day 19. I'm gonna double check this room for chess pieces again, because I feel like I've seen a chess piece in every room. And I'm coming at the game with fresh eyes right now. I've gotten my sleep after last night's stream, and I had that epiphany this morning, so, you know, sometimes you just gotta sleep on things. Walking away from the problem gives you a new perspective when you come back to it, and then it's like, oh, you know, good life advice. Pavel Toolshed Shrine. I have not used the tool shed in a while, but I also do want to play around with the hovel. Although it's been the longest since I used the shrine. And I have 2 coins to offer, but I also might want to save coins for buying that copy of Realm and Ruin. I mean, I don't know if it'll happen on this particular in-game day, but if I can get up to, I believe it's only 20 coins compared to some of the other stuff at the shop. Alright, special items. Let's do special items. Yeah, starting right off the bat with a shovel. And a sledgehammer. Which will hopefully be good for building up coins, like I was just talking about. I mean, we can dig for coins, and we can open locked chests which may contain coins. The strategy is coming together. And yeah, also, the part of the reason I went back to the VODs to look at the books I had already seen is because, you know, I could go back to my copy of Realm and Ruin right now by using the elevator, but it takes a bunch of steps to get there. That's steps I could be using on doing other stuff. You love to see the den at the beginning of the day. Wait a minute. The last time I placed a room here, I wrote... Yeah, this is row 1. The last time I placed a room here, I wrote that there was a white bishop. But this time it's a gold pawn. Although I did write question mark. Can't see my notes right now, but I'm going to be adding more references to chess pieces, of course. To the corner. More gems is good. Do you have a chess piece? I do not actually see any chess pieces. Perhaps I am mistaken. All right, there's one. It's a black pawn in that corner cabinet. This is the only true statement. There are two false statements. The white box is empty. These cannot be true at the same time. If we assume this is true, that means that there's not two false statements, which again cannot be true at the same time. So that would be... I mean, this would have to be true if this one is true, but then that would make this... like, you know what I'm saying? They contradict each other in a very big way. If this is true, then that's wrong. But if this is wrong... if that's a... if this is true, then the other two are false. Which would mean this is not the only true statement because it's not even a true statement. This would be a lie. That doesn't tell me what's in the box. Wait, no. If this is a lie, then the white box is not empty and they're in the white box. Let's assume this is true. The white box... wait, no, let's assume this is false. If the white box... yeah, I think it's true that there are two false statements. And that it's in the white box. The only thing I ran through my head that made sense to me. Ooh, patio. I mean, I don't have any green rooms to spread the gems to. I almost want to take the guest bedroom and then try and work my way up and around through the other den entrance. I mean, getting the key's not bad, but right, if I take this dead end out of the pool now, then I'll have this corner to use later. Hypothetically, if it comes up again. Chess pieces. Ooh, key card. Nice. Did the guest in the guest bedroom play chess? Well, gold pawn. That is a pawn, right? Not a bishop. Looks more like a pawn. I think the white chess pieces are like the actual important ones, and then the golds are throwaway, but I'm writing them down anyway. Oh, I like corridor because it leads north. Just like I wanted. And you play chess in the corridor. All right, I'll take the courtyard. Oh, yeah, dig spots, too. Right. Good choice. Pebbles. Well, I've already used this foundation lever. How the elevator came to be. Nothing of interest. Well, at least I can use my sledgehammer. Yo! I am so close to affording that book, but I would also need to pull the bookshop. And I'm not seeing chess pieces. I do believe this also just confirms that the green rooms never have pictures. Not that I need them for this square. I mean, this is the best option because the other ones don't go north. I can still go north through the foundation, and this gives me supplies. Do I have A3 as gold pawn? No, but I will in a second. All right, back to the entrance hall. Entrance hall. Entrance hall. Drawing room seems good to me. Hey, I did have this room as a gold pawn already, but I wanted to double check. The pantry is very tempting, actually. Like, that's the perfect spot for a corner piece. I could put the nook there as well, but the pantry puts me over the 20 coin mark. So then if I pull the bookshop, I will already be good. And it gives me some extra steps. Banana. I mean, I'm not in the mood to lose money, but I can also just not go inside it right now, because I could go north through the drawing room or the entrance hall. And, like, this would be a good time to use a commissary if I didn't have my eye on a different shop. I'm gonna put down the chapel. I'm gonna back away, because unlike the weight room, it doesn't exact its vengeance until you go through it. Hallway, the nook, the observatory. Or I use my one reroll. I like that these give me keys. Yeah, all right, hallway. None of these connect to the foundation, which is not... I mean, I can connect to the foundation hypothetically if I go northwest from the chapel. I was hoping. Maybe I should have gone north through the entrance hall, and then the spare bedroom would have at least done that. That's a shame. Give me the items. You keep a chess piece in this closet. Struggle to see where they would squeeze it in, but it's not out of the question. For a second, I thought I was looking at a tiny little chess piece right about there. I don't see one. Alright, I have absolutely no choice but to go through the chapel now, and I'm gonna need luck to be on my side to either keep things going or just give me the bookshop outright. I would be content with the bookshop. Oh, hey, chess piece. I do believe that's a bishop, which fitting for a chapel. Although, wait, I wrote White Knight in this space the other day. But the knight is the horse, so there's no way I would have gotten them mixed up. So the chess thing, I'm getting worried about the chess thing, and that it might not be tied to the grid square, but it might instead be tied to the actual room. Okay, these rooms do keep the dream alive. Into the nook. Stuff starts getting locked, I will be ready. Hey, white rook. Let's keep the dream alive again. This connects to the foundation. And this would just be a complete throwaway of the run. So, security it is. Now, I have the key card. Now, since I have the key card, let's just, like, set it up so there's more key card rooms. Why not? Also, I can see if I missed anything. I missed a trunk somewhere. That's interesting. Is it in here? I only just got here. Alright, log in. Ugh. I'm gonna request a compass. Because getting north has been an issue. I need some stuff from the northward direction. Where would I have missed a trunk? Oh, it could be in the foundation, actually. I haven't been there yet, but it's been on the map, so it might be counting that. Hypothetically. More pebbles. Forget about the nails. No one needs nails. A coat check would kill the run. The gymnasium would keep it going, and so would the commissary. But the gymnasium keeps it going in 2 directions, and I still have steps. Hey, look, a keycard door. Car keys too, man. Do you play chess in the gym? I do not see any chess in the gym. I do like the library. Spare bedroom lets me go all the way to the east. Definitely don't want the bedroom because it turns in an inopportune way. Whereas the library at least goes north. Less common floor plans, I mean, you know. Do I need one of these books? I mean, it would be great if I got the bookshop so that I could spend my money on the book that I want, then come back here and immediately check it out for the next day. I think the only one I haven't read is The History of Arindia. I will hold off. Do you have a chest? Okay, maybe I'm not looking hard enough, but I don't see one. Yes! It's exactly what I wanted. Now, I mean, don't get me wrong, the drafting studio is tempting, but, like, I have to follow the lead I've been given. Like, they even gave it to me right next to the library. There it is, 20 coins. I knew it was 20 coins because I had went back through the VOD and everything. I will take the complete copy of Realm and Rune. Also, make note that there's a black bishop in here. Anyway, if my theory is correct, I can go check that out right now. Perfect. So, I can at least say that I accomplished the one thing that I set out to do on day 19. What else can I accomplish? I like how the boiler room also connects back to the gym. That's pretty good. Big spot on the lower level. Locked door. I prepared for you. I mean, I can't see the floor plans, but it leads in both directions, whereas the billiard room only leads me in one direction, as does the observatory. Billiard. Always check for stuff, including chess pieces. Do. Kinda thinking the blue rooms just don't have those, though. Alright, let's start. 8 times 6. 1 times 1 divided by 1g. Oh, I was confused why I was sliding to the right. It just thought I was pushing to the right for movement. Anyway, I got 2 keys. Hopefully I need them both. Did the devil. I would prefer to go north. Spare bedroom. What's this? Lucky rabbit's foot. I mean, if this run keeps going, then perhaps. This square is 6. Write down the lamp as another maybe here. I'm not convinced that the lamps actually count as chess pieces, even though their bases totally look like it. The only one that's not a dead end doesn't go north. Shoot. Guess I just have to go through the commissary and at least get a couple more rooms out of the deal. Is that an upgrade disc? I don't have 15 coins. Can I sell you a gem and 4 keys? I mean, these have the same orientation. Probably not gonna spread anything. Doesn't matter. We'll check in for chess. Aren't you glad I picked up those keys? Right down the pawn. I mean, if my lucky rabbit's foot wants to give me 12 coins and then I can go back to security and use my upgrade disc. I'm really thinking that this finger statue is tied to this room, not the grid square. Our observatory. The Which page did I need for this? Double checking this word since I happen to be right here. Page Z. C-B-A-Z. Word X. There is no word X if I'm... So it's not about that. X, Y, Z. This would be Z. X, Y. Word X. Unless preface counts as a word? And then, of course, there's the, like, do I need to count it as X, Y, Z, A, B, E? Then the first word is the, or two. Page Z, word X. Nonsense word. Yeah, I'm still not sure on the whole book page number thing, but... Oh, good. 5 gems on a day where they are totally needed. I gotta write down the White Knight. If I start noticing more inconsistencies in the chess pieces, then I'm also going to write down what room they're in, so I'm starting that now. I wrote down observatory when I wrote down the White Knight there. This is a unique situation. I'm going to pick the office, I'm going to spread the money, and I'm going to go back through the place and see if I can afford the upgrade disc. Because there is not anything else I can hope to accomplish on this particular in-game day. Also, are the safes guaranteed gems now? Good if true. Alright, the fingers are definitely tied to the room they're in, not the... Then on the note of chess pieces, or more coupon book, save $1 on each. Okay, so now it'll only cost me 14. Oh, you can only do it once at the start of the week. Okay, well, I think I did it. Regardless. Before I leave this room, chess piece. Yes, white bishop. No. Typing is hard. One, two, three. I gotta look back through these rooms I've been in to see if the gold showed up in them when I spread the gold. Oh, wait, I built the conference room. Wow, a lot of gold got spread from the office, actually. And sometimes you don't realize how cleanly a plan comes together until you get to stuff like this. Fantastic. And it's right next to the shop. And I've got a coupon. Okay, I can only buy one. But, you know. Better than nothing. Go straight back to the office and upgrade a thing. Wahoo. The courtyard is getting an upgrade. Plus 2 gems, 5 dig spots guaranteed, or change it to the courtyard, which is always unlocked. I like 2 gems. I mean, it costs a gem to place this, but that's still a 1 gem profit. Five dig spots only helps on times when I have the shovel. And even then, they could be nonsensical junk spots. Yeah, give me the 2 gems. They do. Okay, so now I need to check. Well, I don't need to check anything, but I would like to check if... I thought there weren't any pathways I'm missing. No. I want to see if I've seen all 6 white chess pieces in this particular run. I've seen the white bishop here. I mean, sorry, that's not a bishop. That's a king or queen. I think it's the king. Yeah, it's the king. I've seen the king, the knight. I saw the bishop in the chapel. I know I saw the bishop in the chapel. I really don't think the lamp counts for anything. I don't want to go back through the bookshop because it'll be cheaper to go through the gym. We saw a black bishop in the bookshop, which is not the white one. I'm more interested in checking on the white one. Wait, there's a white knight in here. But there was one in the observatory, too. The hallway down through the... I'd be wondering why I wanted to double check all that and why I came back all this way when it seems like the run is over due to dead ends. And, you know, actually two things. Number one, you can only do one a day. Now, I don't think I have all the pieces of the chess puzzle, but I have spare steps, and I've seen a bunch of the chess pieces today. But, you know, these are white. Well, to me, these look like white chess pieces, so I feel like I need to keep an eye out for the white chess pieces and place them in the rooms that they happen to be on any given day. Okay, I got that right. But I got that one wrong. So I have the right idea. I need to find all 6 white chess pieces on the same day. And I don't know if I've seen them all today. But there is a white knight in security in that square today. So where else did I see one? Okay, the observatory one is correct. Kane is in the office. Like 1 square above that. Yeah. The rook is currently in the nook, which is in row 3 on the eastern edge. But I don't think I saw the queen. If I did see a queen somewhere without realizing it, then it would have to be in one of these squares in the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows. Same with the pawn. On the off chance. Okay, so since the queen doesn't fit in anywhere, I don't remember seeing the queen. So I know how this works now. I most definitely know how that works now. Well, between that and the fact that I actually got my copy of Realm and Ruin in the shop with little standing in my way of that. Let's head to day 20. So I need, on a single run, to encounter all 6 white chess pieces in rooms and make sure I know which rooms they're in. I think they're consistent, though. Like, I feel like the nook is always where the rook is, and the observatory is always where the knight is. Just, you know, as a hunch. You love to see the den at the beginning of the day. Although, I didn't go get my, shed buff. Shed buff. Gotta go get my shed buff. I would have loved the root cellar yesterday when I had the shovel. Not been meaning to try the hovel since we got our extra steps. See how that would work out for me. So this is the time. Alright, and now that I've double checked to see if there's anything I missed in there. Means that placing bedrooms or rooms where I can get fruit are gonna be very, very helpful. Dude, I see a chess piece. A gold one, not a white one. I don't need gems as much anymore, so yeah, let's just place the bedroom now and get a couple steps back. They give me a gem anyway. I can go north through the den, so 2 items. Of course, one of them is a gem. No observatory, yes. Right, no, oh wait, no, there it is. The night is still here. I didn't mean to do that. Oh no, not Draxus. Hopefully we overcome the curse of Draxus. The only way to overcome the curse of Draxus is through capitalism. Cheap items. My compass is there. I could buy the salt shaker. Oh, right, it's a special sale for day 20. Forgot about that. I can afford the salt shaker, but if I want my compass, I'm gonna have to get another coin and come back. Keycard door already? Hopefully, I can come back with a key card. Or an unlocked keycard door. A nurse's station could be useful later. It's just I don't like dead ends, you know? But Draxus says dead ends are more common today. I'll just take the corridor. Don't need gems, but the parlor is not a dead end. Gems are not in this box. Gems are in that box. The white box is true. But if the white box is true, then all three are true because they wouldn't be in the blue box. And they can't all be true. But if the gems are in this box because this one is lying, then that one is lying, and that one is lying. So they also can't be in the blue box. So if they're in the black box, which is lying, then the blue box is the one telling the truth. So they gotta be in the black box, because that's the only way to make sure there's both lies and truth. Quintessential rule of the game. Dead ends again. I mean, this dead end gives me items. But this not dead end gives me money, so I could buy stuff like that compass. Yeah. Or the money. And also the banana. Not always a banana, but steps. Steps are how I'm paying for these rooms today. Always neat. Chamber of Mirrors is certainly a dead end. And you know what? I've never been in them before. I know that the hallway would give me a key and would also connect. But if I put the Chamber of Mirrors here, I can go north through the entrance hall. And if I can make copies of rooms I already have, that might help mitigate the Draxus curse a little bit. Because I've placed a lot of not dead ends. And because I've never been in here, there could be some new clue to the overarching stuff that I don't have yet. Ooh, you would think I'd be able to see myself in here. Oh, look, a finger pointing up. These fingers are gonna mean something. Also, that looks like a button. And there's coins in there. Push the button. I see. Or do I? I mean, it looks to me like it opened a thing over there where I should be able to come through this room on that side now? Oh, it's got indentations on the other sides like the secret passage does, where you like have to open the way in. But there's no way I'll be able to get to all four sides because it put it next to the corridor. But this is something I did not know before. Okay. Now I know. I can hit the button again to close it. Might as well leave it open. Apart from the fact that there are more buttons to press, I'm not really seeing anything that would, no, not like a big puzzle piece to anything. No chess piece. Just that finger with the hat on it. Room is trippy. Right, well, back to the entrance hall. Hey, we got another den. Nice. And it connects to the Chamber of Mirrors on the other side. So that's the perfect pull, honestly. On another note, getting the freezer, I saw the freezer in that pool there. It might be a good day to try and end this day on the freezer if I can. I mean, that's a long shot that I'm gonna get exactly the luck that I need. But if I did just happen to pull the freezer at the end of the day and keep 8 or more gems that I'm not spending because of the hovel, that would just be lovely. Hello, button in the center of the room that leads me up. You found a duplicate of one of your floor... Yes. I mean, that's more money. And it's not a dead end. What else have you got? Hey. Do I? It's got items, but meh. Dead end. And a key. You know, I'm starting to like this mirror chamber. We only just met, but I think we'll get along okay. I decided to open this side and give me more money. And that side as well. And more money. Yeah, the freezer would be lovely. But like at the end of the day. So this button do. Does this button do? Okay, so if I could come in through those other doors, then I'd be able to get to that stuff. Now, this room would be a good way. If you put it in the right place and could access it from all sides, this would be a surefire way to afford one of those books. Anyway, I don't have a shovel at the moment. Well, I try my luck east. The attic has 8 items. I've also never been to the attic. I have heard about this attic. I have never been to the attic. I don't know how it makes sense for an attic to be on the first floor of any building. But, like, am I gonna take it? I think I should, because I've never been there. Alright, we've got a compass. Got a goose. Got a key. A gem. A letter. Dear Miss Marigold, thank you so much for giving our editors the opportunity to consider your illustrated children's book, The Red Prince. Unfortunately, I regret that we have come to the conclusion that although the illustrations are wonderful, we do not think the material is a good fit with Ruffington's current catalog, and therefore will not be pursuing a partnership at this time. If you provided us with a return envelope, your manuscript will be returned to you. Otherwise, it has been recycled. Thank you again for thinking of us here at Ruffington, and do not be discouraged to submit any work you may complete in the future. We wish you every success in finding a home for your book. Thomas Yanders, Editor. Ruffington Red Publishing, Children's Book Department, 205 Conqueta, Connecticut? Or is that, like, a word for street that I don't know? 02117-2765. Change the ending to political. I also see scrawled up there April 12th. Instead of typing all these numbers, I'm going to screenshot this one and I can maybe type them into my notes later. a broken lever if I can get a greenhouse. One book. Coin. Treasure map. Rank 5. I don't have a shovel. And I don't think there was a shovel for sale. And yes, I see that there is a white bishop in this room, in the attic. So it's not impossible for me to reach A5, but I would need the key card or to disable the key card system. That's one key for each bedroom. Part of me says just take the chapel. The another part of me says do the redraw. I only have one redraw though. There is a white bishop here in the chapel as well. Are they supposed to be two different colors? Is one of them supposed to be gray and the other white? I need to like look at them side by side or something. When I did the chapel yesterday, it worked. Also, it just makes sense for a bishop to be in a chapel. Room, I guess. Plus apple. I have 9 gems and 19 coins, and I could just go freeze my accounts right now and call it a day. Or better yet, I could place the freezer right now, not go inside it. Because I can still go north through the chapel to try and keep the run going. So I can see how I do on the rest of the run. And then come back to this freezer when I am, you know, out of luck. Like, based on the way this day is currently going, I think that's the plan. Oh, it acts like the weight room and it freezes it as soon as you put it down. Okay. Thanks for the clarification, game. That a white pawn here in the freezer? I really need to defrost the freezer. There's so many things here. There's clearly a way to go over here. There's this big old key that I think is the basement key. So no, I don't know how I'm going to defrost the freezer per se, but gotta be a way to do it. It's a bit late for the pool, don't you think? Sure, put the furnace right next to the freezer. Maybe that will have some intangible effect. That's a thing? Okay, well. Very good then. I still don't have a key card. I placed this room out of the will to give up on this current run. Also, I never bought the compass because I found one in the attic, so that's like a whole other thing. I don't think there's anything worth buying in the commissary now. I just don't have a way forward. So I'm gonna go back to the freezer and refreeze myself. Guess the red app. I guess the furnace has a purpose after all. Lately, 2 in-game days has been all I've been able to stream in the time that I have, but I guess today we can go for a third. Get my buff. Gonna get my buff. Buffy, 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 Buff, 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 Buff. I have 18 coins and the shrine. Now, I don't know that I'm going to spend all 18 coins at the shrine, but make an offering may result in a beneficial blessing that will last for several days. And I could just give it all away. I bought the book I wanted. Yeah, sure. You may pay gems to spin floor plans for 4 days. I have the option to take it back. Here is what happens in that case, but I have 11 gems right now, so just thinking that maybe I'll keep my blessing. Gems are not in a box with a true statement. Statement on the blue box is as true as this statement. The gems are not in a box with a true statement. All right, well, the blue and the black are equally true. Means that the white box cannot be equally true as these. It either means that the white is telling the truth and the other two are lying. Or that the white is lying and the other two are telling the truth. Which I think puts it in the white box. If white is lying, then blue is telling the truth, and then black is telling the truth. Yeah, no matter what, it's in the white box. Perfect time to lose money when you don't have any. Oh, thank you for your donation, Mr. Apple. Yeah, the chess pieces are tied to the room, not the space. Very different from the pictures in that regard. I never grabbed my allowance. Oh, you don't get to choose how you rotate them. You just... That's good to know. Oh, the first time I get the duplicate pantry, I have the opportunity to connect it to the pantry. Woo! I find that fun. Corridor lets me go north. I also go north through the foundation and the chapel. I like having options, though. Corridor. Yeah, I'll take a veranda. Maybe I'll finally get the greenhouse. Leave a shovel out here for me on the veranda by chance? Oh, a metal detector. I guess that works. Better than nothing. Security's pretty tight. I'm gonna change offline mode to unlocked just in case I end up turning it off. Set it to low just in case I don't. And missed items. Guess this one's supposed to be gray. The night was supposed to be in the other room, the observatory. That one's locked, but this one isn't. I only have a coin purse and a metal detector, and I'm not sure if I can mine those, or if I want to even find out. Oof. Already back up to 12 coins. I forget what I can change them into in the laundry room, to be honest. Still rotate. Yeah. Gotta keep that northward momentum. Things. Nope. Okay. The pantry again. I only have 2 keys, and I am likely to start running into locked rooms the further I go up. In fact, I bet you anything that it's actually not. Okay. The courtyard looks super nice because of how it branches 2 ways. But this could also be a time for the locksmith. I mean, I'm gonna start running into more locked doors. I'd be ready for them. I have 12 coins. I'll take the... This is the locksmith. Oh, that's where they keep their pictures in here. Keep any chess pieces in here? It doesn't look like it. I can buy 3 keys, or a special key, or a lockpick. Lockpick doesn't tend to work on the higher rank rooms. Like 3 keys guaranteed on top of the 2 I have. Pleasure doing business. Now I confidently insert a key. Boiler room is tempting. I don't have anything to power up right now, not necessarily speaking. We already got the boiler room to power up the lab. We know it can power up the laundry room. Might be other places it can power up. I'm not totally sure. I guess I might as well place it, and then if I want it, it's there. Now, I'm just gonna turn it on. Well, when I say just gonna turn it on, I mean... Alright, this is a whole thing, but can I not go this? There's gotta be a way. Gotta be a way to go east, or rather north, and have the boiler on. Oh wait, it is. Yeah, north. Have the boiler on, I need this pipe going up here. Power's down the elevator. Get back up, I need the bridge to be on instead. Where'd this come in? Only if it has stuff flowing through it in the first place. That way is the way I'm trying to go. Can I not have this door open and have stuff going through it at the same time? I feel like there's gotta be a way. Ah, well, simple enough. And like just in case I want to keep the boiler power going, so I would pick the dark room. That's also gonna make it not dark, right? Oh no, God forbid the power source turns on the lights in here. I don't know what this particular thing is, but it keeps the power going, but it could be a dead end. Yeah, I was worried about that. Sure, it gives me a key. It's a nice little bonus, but that's like all it does for me. Now, I have blocked northern progress on, or any progress for that matter, on this eastern side. I feel like I wasted the boiler room and I gotta now backtrack to unexplored routes in the west. Through here, back through here. Keep going. I do not want to place the weight room and lose half of my 42 steps. I know that much. If I place the nurse's station here, then I could come back to it if I need it. I would get it out of the pool. So one less dead end. No, actually, you know what? Redraw. Yeah, let's finally get my gear wrench out of coat check, because I have been wanting to try and use it. I'll check the metal detector for further future use. Keep any chess pieces in here, by the way? Nah, that's cool. Our pantry for money. Man, they really want me to get the reds today. I'll take the gym. Let's see, dining room or observatory. Yeah. Dining room doesn't cost me anything to place. Green rooms are supposed to be more common, so making them not cost cold gems is nice. But I am making a dead end here. Oh well. Shovel! I could go back and dig some stuff. I mean, I will, but could. Yeah, the veranda's a long way away for me to go back and dig it. Well, steps is better than nothing. I have been needing a lot of keys. But then I'm sticking all my hopes on that eastern exit. Whereas with the observatory, I am keeping my options open. Ended up giving me a key anyway. Southern Cross is much better than Draxus. Okay, before I use a key on that, what's the other way? The green room, baby. Of course. Yeah, now I get the +2 gems without actually having to spend the gems on it because the green room doesn't cost me gems. A coin. I don't think I want to use a key on that trunk because I might need it for door. A brick. How come I can't use the brick like a sledgehammer to open the trunk? I think I was only missing letters from ranks 8 and 9, yeah. But still a ways north to go if I were to look for those. Look at all those locked doors. One key for each bedroom. There are 2 bedrooms. So I would get 2 keys in exchange for a gem. But also that would be a dead end unless I find a security key card, in which case... I love you, West Wing Hall. The rotunda can rotate. And I've never been inside it. Another key factor. Ooh. Yeah, I could rotate it and go east if I want to. Yep, the map gets updated. Locked door, but I want to go north. I connect to the Great Hall without having to spend a key. Oh. Wait, no, that was the way I wanted. it's fine. I can still. Wanna go north. Heard a ding. Oh, is that like you're at? That like you're halfway done with your steps? Even though now that I've got the permanent buff, it's not exactly that. Anyway. Where's north? Ooh, wine cellar. And we're not getting into the antechamber no matter what, so a dead end up here doesn't really matter, right? Light and light. Yeah, I'm going with light and light, which would make the letter F. I'm not sure. There's a 5-letter word where the second letter is F. I mean, there must be, right? But I have never got to use one of these safe deposit box keys. Alright, I'm gonna aim for the top left corner of the map. If I can reach it. If I pick the library, I can look at the book, but will prevent me from reaching the top left. What if I did this? Fire, you should be able to rotate the library to connect to the passageway, and then I can go back up to the passageway. But I guess the door there was technically locked. So then there's just no other way around it. Commissary might have a key for sale, so if I was trying to make more progress, I could go there. But you know what? I know there's a book waiting for me in here. Actually, do I have this letter? I don't think I do. But I think this letter is supposed to be C based on the rest of the letters. And I could see that being the case if it's crate and rate. Because a graph shows a rate of change. Common Rune. Full version. About all the rips. Which word am I supposed to be looking out for? Page C, word A. X, Y, wait, X, Y, Z, A, B, C. X, Y, Z, A, B, C. X, Y, Z, A. That'd be of. Anyway, time to screenshot this entire book in case I need to look back at it. I've seen this bit about the realm seal. Did not have all these names before for the Orinda, Torarica, Archery. I also don't think we had this bit about transportation. Counting the number of dividing lines in a sigil will reveal the method of transportation prevalent in a realm. A seaside kingdom, a desert domain. So, 8 dividing lines, naval capabilities. 4, roads, streets, carriages. 4, arranged half circle at the bottom is horseback. The Y shape, train system. The rising sun, aviation. A straight line, camels. And then the last one, turtleback travel. I mean, I see the resemblance to turtle, but turtleback travel. Wow. Definitely read about weather. Also, X, A, B, wait. X, Y, Z, A, D. What was the last thing I screenshotted the core. Just gonna screenshot the rest of these, and then I will go back through and actually take in some of the stuff that I didn't read in the ripped up copy. So at some point, I definitely am gonna need to match up some sigils to some colors, and like, there's no way I'm not gonna have to use all this stuff somewhere. A matter of where. Well, glad we got that, but I do believe that the other way is locked and I no longer have a key. I could try going back and buying new ones. Stop by the dining room. I reached rank 8, baby. Oh, I have an aquarium. Okay, 30 steps. Uh, dig in here. Hey, a key. Nice. More steps. Also nice. Since I'm already backtracking, I'm going to go to the veranda, dig there. Another key. Like seeing that. I could go back to the locksmith. Yeah, I can't afford another 3 keys, but I could afford a lockpick or a special key. Or just buy the single key twice. I'll try the special. There's a key somewhere and an upgrade disc somewhere, and wonder if it's in the trunk. Of course, to use the upgrade disc, I would need to bring it back to security or draw a room that has a computer in it in a spot that I haven't drawn in yet. Alright, now I never went north through the chapel. That coin. Oh, I have my gear wrench. I can see what it finally does. So let's see. The laboratory. I think you should be more common. Add 3 aquariums. When you draft a hallway from another hallway. probably maybe an item. Not even that. 9. All right, so the trunk was in the terrace, I do believe. I want to go north, north, north. Yeah, there's no other way. I gotta go through the gym. Or was it in the courtyard? Actually, I think it was in the courtyard. Key card. I had a feeling. Now I could go through the cloister. Or I could go through the passageway. I went through there. I didn't mean to. Did a step. I come straight through here so I could use key card. Never been to the vestibule. Now I added it to the floor plan. Also, got the experiment to go off with the key. Cool. Well, now the foyer decides to show up. I've never been to the foyer. Or hands. Baron Edward Sinclair, Count Isaac Gates. Count Isaac Gates. Major Nicholas Keefe the Fourth. Yeah, again. Are in an eye jar. If you anagram that. Or I in a jar, but then you'd have an extra N. I'm like trying to click on the eyes because of the whole anyway. I don't want to lose half my steps. Gamble on the archives. Yes, obviously I can't buy anything, but I could try and get one more letter from the room to the north. I can finally reach the top right corner. I have just enough steps to make this happen. I have 12 keys and nothing to do with them now. So that's a match. Is lit on fire. A grain or a wheat. And holding it. I mean, before we called that grain on one of the other puzzles, but if you remove a letter from grain, I don't think this is gain. It's definitely not rain. It's not a grin, not a gran. Not gray, G-R-A-I. I don't know many words for the wheat. Is my only thing, so I'm trying to think in terms of the flame. Flame something? Flame and flame. Flame and flamel. Flame and flamer. Light a match. Strike a match. It's lit on fire. Ignited. Wheat is part of a harvest. Part of a farm. Wheat is a grain. Oh, God. Wheat and heat. It was wheat. I just needed to work with wheat better. That means the letter is W. But if I was right about flight and light... Oh my god, right, okay, we're not gonna be able to reach the antechamber, right? So, they actually considered that. So I think... when I go through this door on the right, I am gonna find out. Oh, right, I wasn't sure about this one. I mean, I'm sure that the box is a crate. But my hypothesis was it was create and crate. Would make the letter E. So if the antechamber is skipped in the center, then the notes say, and I guess I'll bring them up for relevance. I want you to imagine that the top letter is missing an I. If we count small gates. That's what it was saying. If we count small gates, 8 dates, crack 8 safes. That appears to be the full message. Which I already had the gist of from most of the other letters being there, but... regardless, is there a chess piece in this room? Good information to know. I don't see. I've been in here before. I've read that letter. I mean, as soon as I step in this room, I'm gonna be out of steps, so it doesn't really matter what I place. So you know what? Let's just see what the archive floor plan is. One of the green room. I've been in that green room though, so by the patio. That's what it's called. I mean, alright, I wasn't totally confident on that run, but I did end up filling most of the spaces in the house, actually. So, not too bad. Alright, not quite as earth-shattering on the revelations this time around, but, you know, I still have some stuff to figure out. I think possibly the biggest lead is the whole white chess piece thing. I need to get all the rooms in place for those, and then return to the chessboard. Probably do that all in the same day to make that work. I was close this time, but I was like 2 off. I'll need to keep in mind which rooms those are. And I got screenshots of the book, so hopefully I can try and figure out what this whole XYZ ABC numbering thing is. Part that's throwing me off is, are they telling me that X is 1, but then it only goes up to 6? Or are they telling me that C is last and you go backwards from there? Or is there some other third thing I'm not thinking of? So I'm gonna keep thinking about it between streams. See if I can get 4 words that make sense from those books. And possibly try and work out what was going on with those 10 signs in the book. If I can figure that out, and I don't necessarily need to have the game booted up to figure that out if I have all the pieces so far, I'm not sure. But I've seen all 4 books, and I have recordings of all 4 books. So I want to say I should be able to figure it out. Find out next time if I figured it out. Or else we'll just keep wandering around the house and hoping something works. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye.